catch 'em all.
Hey guys, PokeDan here. Today, well, at least the day I upload this video, is Valentine's Day, and one question I've been asked many times is who is my favourite PokeGirl? And with Valentine's Day crossing my upload schedule, of course I had to make a Valentine's special. Being a huge fan of the Sinnoh anime, I'm pretty sure that many people can guess that Dawn is my favourite PokeGirl, so it wouldn't really be that great of a video to make. However, on the topic of PokeGirls, I began to think who the best one was and thought it would be cool to discuss in a video. For this video, I'm defining a PokeGirl to be a female travelling companion of Ash Ketchum's. And to find out who the best is, I set up a scoring system where I talk about and compare each PokeGirl to a different category. Then I give them a rating out of 5, which will add up to their total score. And whoever gets the highest score wins. Of course, I have my opinions in this too, so I will judge each PokeGirl as unbiased as I can. Honestly, this can be a fragile topic to discuss, so if the result isn't your favourite, then don't be too triggered and remember that it's all for fun. But with all that being said, let's get started with the video. The first factor in what makes a great PokeGirl is likability and popularity. Everyone prefers a certain PokeGirl, and each PokeGirl has those who love them and those who hate them. To have some popularity, they don't necessarily have to be loved. If they are hated, chances are they're still being talked about. But yeah, let's see what each PokeGirl scores for this part. So let's start off with Misty. She's the original PokeGirl, and overall, I think she's pretty liked. She has her moments where not everyone loves her, for example, some of the time she treats Ash like crap and shouts at her Pokemon, but I don't think she ever does this in a cruel way. And it's obvious that she cares for her friends and Pokemon. Of course, being the first out of all PokeGirls, she kicked off a trend, and for that, earned a lot of popularity. So I would argue that she's one of the most popular PokeGirls. Out of 5 Pokeballs for likability and popularity, I give Misty 4. May is the next PokeGirl, and I definitely think that she's a likable character. I mean, there isn't much to hate, she's pretty nice. However, like Misty, May also has her moments where it's not easy to like her. For example, sometimes she would whinge over the least little thing, and she would argue quite a lot with her younger brother Max. But I mean, siblings always fight, so I can't really judge her so much for that. But honestly, it seems like out of all the PokeGirls, May is one not as many people talk about. So yeah, she's not the most popular, but overall, for this part of the video, May gets 3.5 Pokeballs out of 5. After May, of course, comes Dawn, and even though I said she's my favourite PokeGirl, I'm going to be unbiased for this. From comments I've seen on videos, some people find Dawn to be annoying. However, I feel like the general opinion on Dawn is that she's a sweet girl and well loved among Pokemon fans. I would love to give Dawn a 5 out of 5, but I can't ignore the fact that some people dislike her. As for popularity, I think Dawn is pretty okay. She's talked about quite a bit, so for the small parts she lacks in likability, this for sure makes up for it. So for that, Dawn gets 4 Pokeballs out of 5. The Gen 5 era of the Pokemon anime has been hated on by a lot of Pokemon fans. And one excuse for why it wasn't great was Ash's female travelling companion Iris. A lot of people seem to dislike Iris, and the same can be said for a lot of people who do like her. The general reason why people don't like Iris is because she's annoying and treats Ash like crap. But I definitely think that a lot of people have misunderstood her because really, she cares for Ash and wants the best for him, even if she doesn't show it in the best way. So the likability factor for this character isn't the best. But even if it's in a negative way, she still gets talked about, so she's more popular for that. Iris gets 3.5 Pokeballs out of 5. Next up is Serena, and unlike Iris, almost everyone seemed to enjoy Serena's time with Ash. There wasn't much to dislike about her, she's a pretty cool character. And her likability factor, let's face it, is through the roof. And judging by how many videos people make about Serena, even now when the X and Y anime is over, it's fair to say she is certainly a popular character. I feel like one thing people didn't like about Serena was how she only told Ash about her feelings at the end of the anime. But apart from that, she's one of the most liked and popular PokeGirls. So I'm gonna give her 4.5 Pokeballs out of 5. So, the Alola anime introduced us to 3 new PokeGirls, being Lana, Lily, and Marlowe. And instead of talking about them individually for this video, I'm gonna discuss these PokeGirls as a group. It's also easier this way due to the Alola anime not even being over yet, so we have lots more to see from each character in the future. Each of these characters I'd say is pretty liked. And if I had to say one bad thing about them, it would be about how Lily was too afraid to touch Pokemon for a good portion of the Alola anime. I do feel for her and I understand that she has her own reasons for not wanting to touch Pokemon, but it took over a lot of the anime and I think a lot of people would have preferred it if it didn't take as long. To be honest, that's me just clutching at straws for a reason to dislike the group as a whole. It's honestly not that bad, so that goes to show how likable these characters truly are. Also, judging by how many Alola anime videos there are up on YouTube, these characters are all popular, so they get a rating of 4 out of 5. So, for this section, Serena just about pulls ahead in front, but there's still time for things to change. And with that being said, that finishes things off for likability and popularity. So, let's move on to the next section. Okay, so the next section is all about each PokeGirl's connection with Ash, aka shipping. For those who don't know what shipping is in Pokemon, it's when fans pair two characters together, mainly with Ash. It's kind of like in a coupley way. So of course, let's start off with Misty. The official name for this ship is Pokeshipping, and out of all the ships that exist in Pokemon, this is a pretty popular one. When she was in the Pokemon anime, there would be moments where Misty showed feelings toward Ash. Of course, nothing ever came out of it, but due to how close Misty was with Ash, and of course Pokeshipping, I'm going to give 4.5 Pokeballs out of 5 for this section. Next up is May, and compared to Misty, May's connection with Ash was pretty lackluster. The official shipping name for Ash and May is Advanced Shipping, and it's not as popular as a lot of other ships. As for May's connection with Ash, honestly, it was pretty good. But like I said, Ash has been shipped a lot more with other characters. And for this, I've got to give May 3 Pokeballs out of 5. Pearl Shipping is the official name of Ash and Dawn's relationship. Like May, Dawn barely showed any feelings that way to Ash in the anime. However, there were a few times where you'd think, does she like him? Anyway, Pearl Shipping is another semi-popular ship. It's obviously not the most well-known, but it is pretty out there. And for that, I'm gonna give Dawn 3.5 Pokeballs out of 5. Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. After Dawn comes Iris, and this is probably the least popular shipping out of all of the PokeGirls. The official shipping name for Ash and Iris is Negai Shipping, and as I said, it's not that popular. There are still a lot of people who do ship Ash with Iris, but it's certainly not that well known. As far as Iris's connection goes with Ash in the anime, I mean, one moment she'd be nice to him, then the next just annoying to him, and for this PokeGirl score, I'm sorry, but I've gotta give a 2.5 out of 5 rating. Up next is Serena, and I'm sure pretty much all of us have heard about her ship with Ash. But for those who haven't, it's called Amore Shipping, and oh my god, it is so popular, and nearly everyone loves Serena and Ash being together. As for Serena's connection with Ash, well, it's certainly there. She was shown from the start of the anime to have feelings for him after he helped her back in a camp in the Kanto region. Throughout the Kalos anime, she showed she had feelings for Ash, and at the end of the series, she even kissed him, even if it was off screen. Serena has one heck of a connection with Ash, and well, the shipping is so strong, so I have to give 5 Pokeballs out of 5. The next PokeGirls are of course the Alola group, and each of these PokeGirls have a different ship with Ash. Honestly, because the Alola anime is still kind of new, the ships for the Alola group haven't been so strong. And I mean, let's face it, Amore Shipping was a hard ship to follow. As for these characters' connections with Ash, I'd say they're pretty good, and I'd probably have to say that out of the group, Lily has the strongest connection with Ash. Serena was a very tough act to follow, so I'm going to have to give the Alola girls a reasonable 3 Pokeballs out of 5. But with that being said, once again Serena wins this section with 5 Pokeballs out of 5. Can anyone other than Serena possibly win now? Let's move on to the next section and find out. The final section is all about each PokeGirl's Pokemon teams, and I mean, let's face it, they wouldn't exactly be PokeGirls without any Pokemon. So yeah, let's kick it off with Misty. Misty is a Pokemon trainer who prefers to use water-type Pokemon, and although she prefers one typing, she still has a lot of cool Pokemon. From her adorable Corsola to her hilarious Psyduck, her team is pretty full. One thing a lot of people miss about the Pokemon anime is trainers actually catching lots of Pokemon. Personally, I love this, and Misty's great team is the reason she gets a 4 out of 5 Pokeball rating for this section. Another trainer who had a full team was May, and fair to say, May's team was freaking great. Not only did she have a Blaziken, but she also owned 2 of the 3 Kanto starters, which, let's be honest, is pretty awesome. As well as this, she has an adorable Skitty, an Evolution, and a few more Pokemon. Honestly, May's team was varied, and that's something a lot of people liked about her. So I'm gonna give her 4 Pokeballs out of 5. Next up is Dawn's team, and she is yet another character with a full team of Pokemon. Dawn's team was very varied, and every Pokemon on her team was full of personality, and almost all were adored by fans. Also, let's not forget that Ash's Weasel originally belonged to Dawn, and we all know how cool that Pokemon is. Some fan favourite Pokemon of Dawn's team include her Togekiss, Mamoswine, and of course her starter Pokemon Piplup. Dawn, you have a great team, so for that, you get a 4 out of 5 rating. Next up is Iris, and when it comes to her team, it certainly wasn't as great as it could have been. For a start, she didn't have a full team, and as I mentioned before, that is something that fans like. However, I will give her props because the Pokemon that she did have were just quality. Another thing that a lot of people bring up about Iris's team is that for a dragon type trainer, she didn't really have many dragons. And the same can be said for her travelling companion Silent and grass types. Maybe that's just something that Unova didn't do too well on. But I mean, Iris also had a Dragonite, and that's pretty damn cool. For this section, Iris gets 3.5 Pokeballs out of 5. Currently, Serena is in the lead, and it looks like she may just be the best PokeGirl. However, her Pokemon team certainly lets her down. It's nothing against the Pokemon she did capture, because I like them all quite a lot, but it's another case of Serena not catching many Pokemon. I understand that Serena is a new trainer, so that's probably why she didn't catch a lot of Pokemon, but I mean, that never stopped these characters. Gen 6 didn't introduce a lot of new Pokemon, but just give her a Pokemon or 2 from previous gens, that would have been fine. Like I said, the 3 Pokemon Serena did obtain were awesome, so her team gets a 3 out of 5 rating from me. And finally, back to Alola, and the Alola group honestly doesn't have a lot of Pokemon between them. Lily has an Alolan Vulpix, Marlo has a Steenie, and Lana has a Poplio, so again, it's a case of these guys need more members on their team. I will accept that due to the Alola anime still airing, their teams aren't even complete yet, but even still, we've had more than enough episodes for at least one of them to catch a new Pokemon. We'll have to see where the anime goes, but for now, I'm gonna give the Alola group 3 Pokeballs out of 5. But with that being said, we finished off the final category, so let's see who the best PokeGirl is. And surprisingly, it's a tie. So I suppose the best PokeGirls are Misty and Serena, who both scored 12.5 out of 15. But hey, that's just by my calculations. If you guys feel like I may have ranked a certain PokeGirl incorrectly, feel free to let me know about it in the comments. Remember guys, this video was just for fun, and I hope that even if your favourite PokeGirl didn't win, you still enjoyed. And if you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. Also, to those who actually have plans for Valentine's Day, I hope you have fun. Me personally, I'ma just watch some Walking Dead and eat tons of Pringles. But yeah, with all that being said, for now, I've been PokeDan, you've been amazing, and I'll see you guys next time.